I didn't ask to be blind. You ever have those moments where you're like, if you, well, I mean, you probably would know if you don't wear glasses, but sometimes I don't know how smudgy my glasses are until I see the light reflecting off of the TV onto them. So yeah, as soon as I started up the thing and everything, and the certain way that the screen hit was just, it just made it obvious, and I was like, shit, now it's a delay a little bit just to clean my glasses. God damn. The struggles of wearing glasses. Why don't I wear contacts? I don't know. I mean, I think I look better in glasses anyway. Alright, what we got from mail? Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh, we got something new this time. Alright, so we had have a nice weekend side stories. Character discrepancy. OMG. Staying focused on our goals, which, yeah, they were talking about the virtual machine stuff. So, now that I know what the VM stands for, because I'm dumb. So, as a reminder to help guide our data collection, we'll start off with this. Any analysis performed should be focused on answering some of these main questions. How does granting elevated access to the virtual machine affect a person's emotional state? How does granting elevated access to the virtual machine affect a person's values and goals? How does someone effectively navigate and experiment with their ability to change the contents of the virtual machine? How is elevated access being weaponized? What actions and values most contribute to the destruction of the universe? Most importantly, how might your observations apply to our own universe? So they're basically access to a virtual machine. This is basically Monica's powers. I also didn't get the 2020 vision upgrade. I would like that patch, please. Man. Yeah, that'd be great. Let's see. So, I'm pretty sure they're talking about Monica's powers, or at least what she's able to do in the main game. And honestly, it's sounding like they made this as an experiment. They created Monica just as an experiment for this. Ethics. Simply put, it's not our job to arbitrarily decide upon some code of ethics just because we're the first ones to do this, to our knowledge. That's the government's job to figure out, long after we made enough headway for it to no longer apply to us. It's fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to this anyway, because humanity's code of ethics is based upon nothing more than our knowledge and understanding of life forms, similar to ourselves. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or plants, only for the creatures that we can convincingly project our emotions onto. The humans in our virtual machines operate completely differently from us on a fundamental level, and therefore should not be taken any more seriously than a machine that's programmed to print, "I feel sad." We're engineers, not philosophers. So they're basically saying there are no ethics to what they're doing to the characters in DDLC. Because to them, they're really just seeing them as just a bunch of code and not something that's truly alive. And if it is truly alive, then it's very, like, to them, it's not even worth thinking about. Like, it's like, yeah, like they said, like killing bacteria or plants. Maybe, like, even killing ants, maybe. They won't even think about that. Damn. That's kind of fucked. Alright, well, we read balance last time, so all we have left is reflection and self-love. Alright, here we go. Reflection. Just unplug the cord. Oh no. Alright, here we go. Hold on. Am I bothering you? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. I'm not so bad to be It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work. So it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. Yuri glances across the room at Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. Oh god. Maybe I should say something. No need. They just ran out of cookie. What a waste. They've really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Though that may be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh. But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. There's still 2 more books after this one. I guess those long books suits you well, since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I'll read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri. You know what I mean. Monica lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do too. Yeah, maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot. So it kind of felt like... Please, don't make me think about the past. Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Just shut that down. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki. Damn. Ouch. Sorry. I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past, too. You know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that she'll likely grow out of it, too. Oh. Hey, were you talking about me? No, we were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like a couple years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah. What was it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. I guess... let me think. Throwing some serious shade there, right? Yuri was throwing some serious shade right there. First she threw it at Monica, and then she threw it about Natsuki, damn. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like really fed up with a lot of things, and I got super into this one series that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Oh. Hey, kinda like Yuri. Monica! Sorry. That's completely wrong, so... It's still cool that you both really found your thing. They're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they helped you a lot through hard times. You know it. Wow, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you were reading? It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimates by holding her hand right above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long so I can say I've read more than you. Haha. Not that I have the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page. I know, I was just joking. I can never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Chill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion, I just think it's too convoluted. Sayori, are those from the floor? She was not eating the cookie off the floor. The cookie crumbs. Oh my god. Alright, next one who has no shame. Sayori, apparently. She would literally eat a cookie off the floor. Gross. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there, even if you can't see them. Fine. Sayori trots out the door and Natsuki follows. Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly. She was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much these mean to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in the literature club. So I should figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. It depends on where, though. I would still eat it. Okay. I draw the line, obviously, if you're outside. You're not gonna eat something you dropped on the floor at a restaurant. At least I don't think you should. However, if it's in my house, I kind of picked up some things I dropped too. I might give it a quick rinse, depending on what it is. I might give it a quick rinse on the faucet and then eat it to not waste it. But other than that, like, I mean, like I said, it depends if it's how salvageable it is. If it's something that falls and it's covered in hair, oh fuck, I'm not gonna put that in my mouth. Nope. No, thank you. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Okay, well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected. And that then. Either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where we get to share things that we're really passionate about. But that also means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? This is important to me. Well, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused or something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came off that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language. And I thought it would be a good topic for the Literature Club, don't you think? I mean, literature comes from language. She's not wrong. I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinions a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure. The cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when we're receiving our thoughts. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Siri, what's your favorite food? I had to organize my category. Should I start with snacks, or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh, jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? That's easy, cherries. Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty. What? Cherries are delicious! Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction. Well, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty. How does it make you feel? I don't know. Sad? Defensive, maybe. Yeah, I got defensive. See, the reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt your opinion was under attack. Oh, I just realized. She's basically channeling the debate club stuff right here, I'm pretty sure. Because this is something you would probably have to consider when you're doing a debate. If you tell someone that, you know, they're wrong about something, they're gonna get defensive, and if their opinion is under attack. Wow, this is actually pretty impressive from Monica. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like, I think cherries taste nasty, I'm using objective language. Wait a minute, didn't she also bring something like this up in the monologues and stuff when we were like trapped with her in the room? Devil's advocate? No, I'm pretty sure it's just I'm pretty sure it's just debate club just stuff, you know, like she would know, like I'm pretty sure that's something like I really feel like that's something they would talk about in there, like if you know you do this, then you know you're gonna get this kind of reaction out of them. So, what she was pointing out, like, telling someone that, like, oh, it just tastes gross or whatever. I think it tastes gross. Then you're attacking someone's opinion and they're gonna get defensive. So you would have to know the ins and outs of that, so that way you can put out a more solid argument. Okay, oh, I'm not good at debating. I mean, neither am I. But she really is onto something, and it is referring back to what I remember she did say something like this similar in the room. When she said, instead of saying things like this, you should say this instead, so that way the other person doesn't feel so attacked. Like, if you don't like a movie, like, oh, I hate the movie because it was like this, it did this. She instead offered, like, you could say this instead, which was, yeah, it was okay. I think I would have liked it better if it did this and this. Just so it won't be so, I think, aggressive in terms of that. Wow, I have to admit, this is impressive. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like, Sayori, let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good. So what if instead of that I said, like, I've tried cherries and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty's a nasty word. Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings, and Sayori didn't get defensive. Ah. So when you talk, okay, instead of talking directly about something, it makes it less likely for people to get really attacked by it, because that's how they feel about something. But if you say, oh, well, I felt it was okay, but I maybe might have enjoyed it better, or it just wasn't for me, you know, then it gets people less defensive about it, you know. Interesting. Since they're clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not gonna quiz you or something. I know that. I was just... She probably thought this was good. Good to keep note of. These are her personal notes. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help turn your differences into a positive experience, rather than an argument. Right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. Sayori, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped. I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about a cherry sundae? You're welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Buying your pupil's loyalty. How deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. You were certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. That was, I was reading and not keeping track of them. She was reading and just reaching out and just eating them. Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So, now that we have the gist of it, how about we try with something more relevant to the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion of our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start? Well, I'd rather not, no. How come? Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. It's just gonna start a fight. No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind. Respectable? Yuri's expression changes at that word. As Monica recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like... It's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my writing material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level. Oh, well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were going to say something like that manga's for children or something like... Or something. Like I don't hear enough of that. But there's plenty of deep manga. I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger. What, are you serious? How come you never told me? Because I'm past that point in my life, and I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer... Oh. Oh. That. Oh, Yuri, you just said something. I prefer more mature things now. Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's just try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Yuri got caught. That's why she's quiet. Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Natsuki? Nobody's immature. I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both in their own way. Okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me. That's subjective. But... I mean, the thing about... This is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was just going to make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. But I always got the impression that you secretly looked down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. What, have you looked in a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all my interests immature. You can't. Please, stop. Please. Oh. Sayori, the negotiator. Oh wait, how's it go? Ah, the negotiator. You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problems next time, okay? Damn. Yuri's piercing words send the club room into a choked silence as she gathers her things. She leaves. Holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. Well, you weren't very nice either, so... I was just saying... How did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate conflict when I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. It was a really stupid thing for me to do. It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love. Honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on other people for it, that's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things. It's about just recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you were trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her. Not just like the way we talk to each other. Right? I mean... Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should. It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Wow, I'm just like... saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems. This wasn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out. Because I can just move on now. But... it's fine. I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but I at least know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This is bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other the least out of anyone. And this is the reason. As Sayori and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayori doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. And now we're back to this. We got music. Damn, look at that. Our music library is growing. What's Candy Hearts? I mean, it's pretty cute sounding. Alright, let's go to reflection part 2. A new day arrives. Siri arrives at the clubroom earlier than usual. That is, not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. So she sits down at a desk and pulls out a sheet of paper, trying to jot down her thoughts. Siri has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. My heart feels vacant because the ship sailed away. Yo. Ah! Did it stop? Oh, there. Natsuki! Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closet door. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. But it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I doubt you want me listening in on your poetry thing. Yeah. Thanks for realizing that. Should I let you finish that up then? No. It wasn't... I mean, I just do whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monica, by the way? She's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the clubroom by herself, so... Oh. Jeez, does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while, but as soon as just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. Ooh. Yeah, that's fucking depression, alright. She put that spot on, too. Yeah, you can do things and you can feel maybe... Well, depending on how bad you have it. Sometimes people have the type of depression where they can't feel anything anymore. Other times, you know, they can feel momentary bouts of happiness. You know, just by doing things, and, you know, it actually does, you know, make them feel good in that moment. But then... once they're, like, you know... by themselves in a room, then the thoughts come back in. It's like perpetual, you know. Ugh. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff. Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that'll help us understand where your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had to have that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about the manga? Maybe. I doubt it, though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time. But I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got to me this time. And I hate that I'm letting that happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I hate that she thinks she's so much better than me. Just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me, or manga, or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's books a chance? After this? Obviously not. What about before this? Well... I would until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But, you know, I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? So Yuri shakes her head. I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun, and it's easy to just let go with. And the fantasy has a lot to interpret and uncover. It's really rewarding to have some good quiet times together with it. But the most important thing is that that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So, I love them both. And I think there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. Club, I almost say club. And I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. Oh, the music changed. How do you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. Like first it was with Monica, when I was new to the club. And then it was you. And now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person's being such a jerk. And if they just realize that, then we can at least get along. But nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everybody's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. And I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki. Sarah puts a comforting hat on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate, you know? And sometimes it makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kinds of communication. And it feels like you magically connect with them. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get the communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles a lot with too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of reflection and self-awareness and vulnerability. Oh, I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest. What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you. Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends, and I guess my dad, like when I don't get my good grades, or even stupid things like my room isn't clean. So what am I gonna do? Cry about it? If I let myself get upset, then it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. I'm better than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like if something goes wrong, and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry. And I find ways to blame everything else instead. Do you see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No. Our thoughts and our feelings are two different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. That's a part of vulnerability, you know? Accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person. Because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. That she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy phase and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You are not your feelings. But you are not your feelings. Say that to yourself, out loud. Fine. I am not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. And even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then. And it's gonna make you feel like poop. So the other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other. And maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand? How do you know so much about this stuff? I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with. Called depression. Depression? But you're like the happiest person I know. I am not my feelings. Damn. I want to be a good person like you. Oh, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monica. And I think that Yuri will eventually learn that about you. Natsuki remained silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Yuri's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No. It wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone any longer. Oh, this is a new scene, I think. Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Please don't yell at me. No me pegues. Don't hit me. I'm not gonna yell at you. I just want to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair for me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time I won't just try to jump in and solve everyone's problems. I guess it's a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me. I was so awful yesterday. Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Oh, hold on. That's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri pauses for a second, then manages a nod. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I'm having a lot of negative thought patterns, and I can't get away from them. What kinds of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me. Especially Natsuki. Ah, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because... Monica thinks back to a time that she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki. And her display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. But you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. She's just... Well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first, before she feels comfortable returning it. That's not wrong. I mean, when we did her Rue in the main game, she got progressively nicer as we showed more kindness to her. So Monica's onto something here. And I guess because, you know, since Natsuki's always been judged about, you know, the things she likes and made fun of and things like that, it makes sense that, you know, her first reaction is to be defensive because she's always had to deal with being attacked. So just show some kindness and she'll be like, what the fuck? Okay. First she'll be weirded out by it, like she was with Sayori. Over time, then she might, you know, chill out and realize, okay, you're cool actually. I have to admit, Natsuki became one of my favorite characters. I didn't like her at first, but she became one of my favorites. Oh. But that means the burden is on me. I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, I just... Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs on her hair. It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone will like you if they had the chance to get to know you. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their mind. So I did, and then she hated me anyway. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayori and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. That's not what I meant, really. I just... I was just wondering if you had an opinion of her. I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person. So for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. And it makes me think bad things about her. But everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential. No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know? They're just a state of being that we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean they have to control us. I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Or we can, you know, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. I can never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. And I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork. Yuri wears a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy. You're so mature and so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri. I'm far from perfect. But these are learned skills. They didn't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to, like, reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. I just want to be a good person. Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far. That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate to her. Communicate what? How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of things that mean so much to me. And how it reminds me of me. Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of that getting in the way. I can't stand it when the peace is disturbed like this. Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when the peace is disturbed, right? Because the literature club should be happy for everyone. And with the power of Nakama, we shall prevail. Oh, hey! Welcome, welcome. Just doing some reading, so, I mean, if you want to do something else and just listen to me, that's fine. Or click out, it's fine. I'm just mostly reading it because I am, like, super engaged in this story, and I just love this game, too. It made me feel so many things, and I like that. It made me feel disturbed, it made me feel angry, it made me feel sad, and also made me feel a little bit happy. Yeah, there was some happiness. And honestly, these side stories are really freaking good. Like, I really like this character development that they're having in this closed universe environment. Like, it's amazing, like, how... Like, this is what I just naturally love about stories, is when I see character development. And this right here, this game, or at least these side stories are just... They're just hitting that spot on. There's a creepy Easter egg in the music playlist. Oh, really? I gotta look at that when I'm done. Alright, when this is finished, we'll take a look at it. Monica looks at Yuri in adoration. I feel like Sayori must be rubbing off on me. Because I really want to hug you now. Hug energy. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, I mean... Well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind, so... Monica pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You're so gentle. And I love when you communicate your feelings. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you. And I'm sure Natsuki will too. I'm going to write her a letter. Oh, a letter? What a great idea. Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things, and I say things I don't mean. Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Yuri's face hardens with determination. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suited for that. And I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're opposite in a lot of ways. But I'm friends with her because she puts so much effort into understanding me. So that we can get along. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience. And I wonder if she feels the same way. Natsuki? Yuri nods. I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. That there's a type of person, or a magical formula I have to follow in order to make someone like me. And that's just like me to think that. Always so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people. Yuri shakes her head. Friendship happens when you think about the other person. When you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them and trust that they also want to be a good person. That's what I learned through my observations in the literature club. Observations? Monika's caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's so unusual to hear her suddenly talking about the club like this. But Yuri gently smiles to herself. Oh yeah, vision love is one of those things where you either like it or you just don't. There's no in between. That is true. But Yuri gently smiles to herself. You always let me listen to your thoughts about people. Sayori too. And it makes me happy, because I learned a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Monica never thought much of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of others. Always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. It's true. Sayori and Monica are naturally more comfortable with other people and can more easily work through situations of conflict. But that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and the capacity to improve. And the first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monica can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. Hey, we didn't get a CG in this one, did we? Oh wait, it's not done yet. Okay. Oh, school days. If you're talking about the freaking manga / anime school days, ugh. I only read the manga of it, and I'm kind of glad that's all I did and not looked into the anime, because yeah, I heard the anime I've seen some clips in the anime, it's like, what the fuck? So I'm glad I stopped at just in the manga, but even the manga gets a little woof. Anyway. A very shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime hallways, her fist pressed into her collarbone. When she finds the literature club president's classroom, she stands in the door, glancing all around her, before peering inside. Monica is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected. This was a bad idea after all. Suddenly Monica glances toward the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain composure and decide for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens. Yuri, what a surprise to see you during lunch. Yuri squeaks a response. Please, help me. What? Is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. After saying that she needs to write a letter, she's like, oh shit, I can't do it. Vivian, welcome to adulthood. I'm not even an adult. I need an adult. I am an adult. Oh, thank goodness. I thought there was some kind of emergency. Monica briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends. Do you want some help? We can go find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends. It's totally fine, I promise. We weren't really doing anything. One sec. Monica trots back to her class and says something like, I gotta go, to her friends, then grabs the pen off her desk before returning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monica as the two of them set off. How are you today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. Oh gosh, sorry. I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today. Just tired. I never seem to get enough sleep during the week. How come? I don't know. I think I'm just really easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting the time. Me too. I do that too. Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here. After peering inside, Monica opens the classroom door and the two of them enter. Yuri's moment of relaxation ends. She watches as Monica pulls two chairs up to the same desk, then obeys as Monica beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desk. You nervous? I don't want to do this. We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take initiative. Gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Is that a DBZ Abridged reference? You're damn right it is. I even said the same thing about the I am an adult. I need an adult. I am an adult. Yes, I've seen all DBZA already. And I'm kind of sad that they stopped at the end of the Cell Saga, but at the same time, it makes sense. I know that they were going through some things right now, and they were feeling very burnt out, and they realized, you know what, I don't think we keep doing this. So, and at the same time, I believe, from what I remember, Akira Toriyama, when he was writing out Dragon Ball Z, he actually was intending to end it at the Cell Saga. Like, that was the original plan. Which is why, like, that whole part there feels so feels final, you know? And then the Majin Buu arc came up instead, so yeah, I guess Akira Toriyama was like, you know what, I ain't done yet. So yeah, that's but you know, that's probably where Team 4 Star gets their cue from, though. Like, okay, the originally was supposed to end this way, and you know what, after also with personal things going on, and overall it was probably good to just stop it there at the Cell Saga. Is it sad? Well, yeah, it's like seeing a family member go, you don't want it to happen, but you kind of see that they're suffering a little bit, and you realize just to keep them around is just selfish, and it's just hurting them more. So And I think that's probably how they were seeing it too. They were probably realizing they were kind of hurting themselves doing it. Let's see. You should watch Alucard. I did see that one actually. The No. What was it called instead? Was it really called Alucard? I'm pretty sure it was called something else. There was another name for it. Hellsing! Hellsing! Yes, I saw a Hellsing abridged. It was really great. Oh, yes, the typical characters want to do something, but still does it because the plot requires them to. Goku was supposed to die, I believe, but they kept him because people loved him so much. Yeah, I have to admit, when I was younger, I loved Goku. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I like Vegeta more. I love Vegeta for his character arc through everything. He was such a villain in the beginning, and then becomes an anti-hero. He does a lot of growth, and that's what I love. Go take a walk. No, don't make me exercise. Honestly, I gotta get back into it. I was going to the gym so much like last week, and then I canceled my gym subscription because I got my bird. I had to save money on that. And honestly, like, my bird is like Sparty is so chill, like, I'm actually saving a bit of money on some things because he is not an easily stressed out bird. He's not a big chewer of stuff, so I don't need to buy toys for him to like destroy and shred and everything. He just likes to forage. He likes foraging toys. That's all he wants to do. He just wants to find food. Oh god, it's like me. He just wants to find food. No, it's not true. I'm not always hungry, but but yes, he doesn't like touching those kind of toys. He doesn't like messing with bells or anything. I even bought like a little jingly rolling bell thing. He only touches it like. You ever heard like walk through your house sometimes and then you just like casually just touch something just because you happen to walk by it? He does that. He does that with the little jingly bell thing I got him. If he's moving around his perches, like his branches, he only stops just to like flip it around a little bit and then just keeps going. He doesn't like just sit there and mess around with it. He doesn't care about it much. All he cares about is, does it have food hiding somewhere in there? No? I don't give a shit about it. Does it? Yes? Okay, let me play with it more. That's his mind. That's how it is. Imagine 100% visual novel. You're not you when you're hungry. Well, that's life for you, yeah. But hey, at least he's not like feather plucking or anything. I'm glad for that. I've been getting him, I am trying to like get him like, I got him like new toys too, like to do the foraging, and he likes it, so it keeps him engaged. As long as he's engaged enough, that's all that matters. And I have been keeping an eye on his feathers, because, you know, as it is, he is molting. So whenever I see the feathers at the bottom of his cage, I would look them over carefully to make sure there's no blood on them. Because if there's blood, then that means he's actively pulling them out. And that's not good. That's feather plucking. Birds can apparently get so stressed that they just pull out their own feathers. It's crazy, yeah. But he's not doing that, he's just molting. And I know this because even now, he has like all these little feathers growing in. Oh, my poor bird, he's so irritated because of it. He's been exceptionally moody lately because he's lost quite a bit, and they're growing in right now. I see them, they're like little sticks in his feathers. That's how these feathers come out. They look like little sticks. And they're so sensitive, so he doesn't like being touched or held or anything like that. Well, they're coming in like that. So I just leave him be. Whenever he wants to come out, he'll come out, you know. I don't force him out of his cage or anything, but I do keep the door open in case he wants to come out. But that's like his choice. So yeah. Anyway, enough about my bird. Bird. Okay, Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of line paper from her notebook. Then she picks up her pen. Oh, there's a CG! Hey, you're left-handed. That's neat. Yeah. I don't have to worry about bumping your arm. That's nice of you, yeah. Yeah, birds are quite a hell of a commitment, though. My bird is 8 years old. He still has, like... Well, I mean, his type of bird can live up to 20, 25 years, so... There you go. I will not get rid of him, though. He is my baby now. I shall call him Sparty, and he shall be mine, and he shall be my Sparty. Monica playfully rubs her shoulders against Yuri's. Sorry, I'm just being silly, I guess. Anyway, how about we start by listening to different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. It's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday? But... never mind, I guess I'll try. I still believe there's something wrong with this CG. It feels pretty intimate. That's how I'm seeing it. Yuri thinks for a moment longer, her tension evident. Then she writes the word reflection. This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Monica. That's me. Yes, it is. So, Yuri thinks. I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests. The same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was so worried about getting what I wanted. But she wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same. I want to do that too. So what kinds of things do you want to do for her? Oh wait, no, that's Monica. Whoops. So what kinds of things do you want to do for her? I had chickens and I ate them unknowingly. Also, no profile picture, gang. How do you eat chickens unknowingly? Oops, I bumped the mic, my bad. I want to do the same things for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about, and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. That's exactly like Natsuki. Natsuki wants to be taken seriously. And I like when you and Sayori trust that I want to be a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it. Let's write those things down. Okay. Yuri writes some things down. I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. I think first you have to make sure that they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them, and admit the things that you feel you could do better. Then finally you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for the structure? It could be 3 paragraphs, one for each of those points. I like that. My thoughts are so disorganized, I had no idea how to come up with any of the structure. So, message of the story, just respect other people's interests, damn it. Yeah, the TLDR of it. Mom's friend killed them and she made chicken soup. I was at school. Oh no! Damn. Oh man, that's fucked. I am so sorry about that, damn. Also, hold on. I just had to see the whole picture. You're so amazing at these things. Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know? You've spent so much time reflecting and being open-minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper. So, I think you're the amazing one. Monica gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. But as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monika's hand in place. For a while they sit like that in silence, save for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. Yesterday, you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot. What was that? The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up of their past experiences and their insecurities. I think that helps me see other people as actual people, rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow. Is that how you felt about Natsuki? Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best, and everyone wants to be happy. Monika peers over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, partially covering it with her arm. I had to be able to read it to help you, you know. It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now, after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I'd really prefer others not to read it. Yuri laughed softly to herself, a rare expression. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing. I've done enough damage. But it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but... Yuri smiles. I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible to me. I'll never get the hang of being one. But listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of some things. So, just don't call it damage, please. Monika gives Yuri a gentle smile. I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was real friends who value me. I'm gonna steal Yuri's line here, but it doesn't matter since we're all horrible people and we are wilderness anyway. Natsuki in a nutshell. Cough, bullying, cough, domestic abuse, even though it doesn't mention on the side stories. Is that a joke? Of course it is. I still can't tell with you. Sorry. No, I love it. Please, never change. As you wish. Yuri glances at the clock. We're almost out of time. Will you be able to finish? Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy. I can give it to her instead if you like. Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it. Of course, I promise. Thank you. Yuri exhales and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready. Monika nods. Good luck. I'm here if you need me. Yuri returns a nod and the two depart. So that was it for that. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got our CG. Oh, what's this? Ah, this one's cute. It has lilies, because Yuri is a lily, yeah. She has all cats. I have to admit, Sayori's is the most adorable. Just because of all the little note, all the sticky notes. Oh my god, I got them all. Wait, no, I didn't. One more. I need one more. Yes. Oh, I got all the poems. Well, the regular poems. And there's this. 2 more CGs. 3. And then I'm missing some secret ones. Fuck, I'm missing a lot of secret ones. Got the last scenery. A small, quiet stairwell which Yuri sometimes prefers as a reading location. I'm missing 2 of these. And I'm missing all the promos. Let's see, oh yeah, the thing. You have to listen to Candy Hearts for like 10 to 50 seconds and repeat the song until you notice it changes. What the hell? I was listening to that earlier, but I didn't skip it. Ten to 50 seconds, huh? Why didn't it repeat? It's making me a little nervous. The duration will change when it happens. It has a random chance of happening. Oh god, what are the odds? If I had to guess, 1 in 64? Oh! I wonder if it's obvious when you spin that first tune. You can always look it up on YouTube. Oh, but now it's gonna spoil myself. Should I click on the song instead of using the buttons, maybe? Like that? Oh. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. Yes, it's just the first tune. Oh, come on, I want to see a reaction to it. Okay, so this moment that one part of it kicks in. Okay, nothing yet. Just repeat until the duration of the song changes. No need to hear it. Oh wait, until like duration? Like from 2:55 to something else? Oh, okay. Alright, I'll keep doing that. Come on, you can't be that unlucky. You'd be surprised, sir. I mean, it could take all 64 tries for me to finally get it. I'm trying to do it like not too fast because I know I'm probably gonna like click over if I do. Alright, this is not looking too good. Oh. Don't use that button. I think that doesn't work. Oh. Just click on the song and then back to Candy Hearts. Okay. Alright, actually changing the song would be easier, yeah. Oh god. Oh boy, I am really that unlucky. Oh my god, this is what it's coming down to. See, oh my gosh, what's with your luck? Oh, I don't know. It doesn't. Oh man. Okay, hold on. I'm closing. Shit. Wow, this game really isn't liking me right now for it. Is that only for PC? Just look it up. There isn't much to spoil away. Google on YouTube, Candy Hearts. Yes, with a Z. Yeah, just say Google on YouTube. Damn. It's fine. I wonder if I should just do that, because honestly, like, I am not having good luck with this. But I'll probably do that later on, because I really want to, like... Shit. That's not what I meant to do. Close that. Gonna finish this up. We got self-love. No, it works on Switch and PS4 too. Okay, here we go. It's only been one day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki, with Monika's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she'll need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. And because the passing by of students was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most secluded spot she could find to spend her lunch. The stairs, of course. Because this staircase is under maintenance, no student would have any reason for coming here. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. Eep! Eep. What are you doing here? I just... Mary grips her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumbs. Well, what are you doing here? I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one is out of the drink I like. You notice Natsuki is fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki, also looking away, shuffles over to the vending machine. It's so quiet that every one of her movements seems to reverberate through the entire stairwell. Let me look up the process again just to check I'm not getting it wrong. Okay. It's some kind of iced tea. But instead of leaving right away... Wait, did I not read that? Oh yeah, I didn't. Okay. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she then fidgets with in place of the coins. Some kind of iced tea. But instead of leaving right away, Natsuki just stands in place. She glances all around her. It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant, really. I mean, it's totally cool that it's your thing, or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you, so... Not because I think you're creepy or something. I didn't mean that either. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself into dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Well, I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap on her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to. And the two just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, it seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what that may be. It appears I was wrong, and I made you do it the wrong way, or you really just are unlucky. Oh shit, it's probably the latter. The event ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up with her empty drink bottle. Are you coming today? To the club. Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't for some reason. I don't know why. But I want to. Eventually. There's no rush. I promise. Thanks. Making her work for no reason. Yeah. No reason. It's the next day. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today she seems to be holding some kind of book as well. Oh, you're here again. Well, I just came here to read this because there aren't any people around here. Oh, I thought you didn't like how quiet it was. Well, I don't, but there's no people here. I see. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's okay that I'm here? Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Especially since, like, they all just assumed I stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide it from them exactly. But I just don't want it to come up again now, after I've waited so long for this new volume to come out. Literally months at this point. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Not unless online friends count. In theory, but that's different because she's not exactly into it, she just likes it. You know what I mean? Anyway, it seems like people click the music playlist button, scroll down to Candy Hearts, and the duration is the original one, then just leave that menu and come back until the time changes. Ah, okay. Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into at least just look like books, so you don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you're reading. That'd be so awful. Especially since I already hate attention so much. Well, it's a good thing I have a thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already. If you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with. Oh, I have online friends. Since middle school, actually. I was especially desperate back then. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like the me from a few years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face. Oh, whatever. We were all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote... thank God I used a pseudonym. But I liked it at the time. I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence that I've become a better person since then. So I don't think I would change anything. I wonder if a few years from now, we'll think the same thing about our current selves? Probably. That doesn't make you uncomfortable? No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me. Especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Alright, here. Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheek. That's me from the future coming to terms with me right now. Also, ow, I didn't mean to do it that hard. Yuri doesn't seem to react. But then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm and doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. She turns red and stares into her lap and is unable to hide a smile, as though it was a really funny joke. Laughing at her own jokes. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you. I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I'll let you get to your reading. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then. The conversation ends quickly, and Natsuki opens her book. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour. Oh, they're actually getting long. But the whole time, Yuri feels distracted by twisted regret over having so abruptly forced the end of their conversation. You're back. Yeah, I'm here to lay low again. Another day has passed. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more. Hey, did you buy that? Natsuki quickly notices a bottle of iced tea on the staircase where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact. Well, like, for me? But you didn't know I was coming here today. What if I didn't show up? Oh, well, I would have drank it myself, I guess. It was a stupid thing to do. No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought... Never mind. What I meant to say is thank you. And that's a really nice gesture. It's okay if you don't feel that way. I do. It was the other things that I didn't mean. I swear. Please, believe me. Yuri pauses and nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot too. So I believe you. Natsuki exhales in relief. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes a drink. Knowing Yuri, she was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt. I'll do something nice for you next time. Please, don't feel obligated. I want to. I want to do nice things too. Oh, okay. Thank you. You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice. I'll do it then too. Natsuki sighs. Nothing. It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately. Is that why you've been coming here? Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. There are just other things I'd rather be doing during lunch lately. I like being around them when we're all just having fun, but they also just can't take anything seriously. So when I don't know, feeling serious, then their attitude just really gets on my nerves. It's only gotten worse ever since I joined the literature club. How come? I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it. Because it would be so stupid to cause drama or a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being overly sensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not going to demand for everyone around me to change. But, yeah, I know. Monica and Sarah really don't agree with that kind of thing. But they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I would just be making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's okay. I like listening. What? Listening to other people's problems? Yes. That's weird. Sorry. I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird? No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so... I don't know. Does that mean I should keep going? If you like. Okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now. What are some things that you like about your friends? A lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with, like after school and on the weekends. And they really like my baking. And it's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes. Oh. I had a lot of those things. So? Are those all things that are important to you? Well, kinda, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody. Everyone in the club is really different from that. But I'm still friends with them too. Well, Sarah really likes your baking. And she makes you laugh. And she complains a lot. That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings. Excuse me? How about you don't talk that way about my friends that you don't know anything about? Oh, Natsuki stands up. No, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please, don't leave. Natsuki sighs and shakes her head. It's fine. As long as you understand, you can't just judge people like that. I'm sorry. Natsuki sits back down. You can't just compare friends like that and, like, measure who's better than who. Everyone's different. I'm sorry. I just don't like people who want to hurt you. A moment of silence stretches between them. They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun. I don't like that. Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not. You like it? Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts. Like how Monica can. She's good at these things. Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. Also, Monica and Sayori never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they're all like, oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay? I just want to mind my own business sometimes and decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. So you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think. Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything. I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener. Thank you. You're also nice. It's really hard for me. It doesn't come naturally at all. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever's on my mind. But I feel like that only works when I'm annoyed or upset, or I want to say something mean. Why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself. It's not worth it. This still brings up my suspicions about Natsuki having some sort of depression. Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book. How come you like reading so much? Oh, well, a lot of reasons. But I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive. Like I want to be a part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated. Especially when it comes to following social conventions and group interactions. I just don't really understand it, and I have no real desire to participate. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotional connection with them in ways that I've never felt with real people. So in that way, it can sometimes feel more real than real life. Really? It's that hard for you to be around people? Like, all the time? Fairly often, especially in group settings. When people are making all kinds of conversation and saying jokes and all that, I don't know what to do, and I just disengage. Oh, that doesn't get lonely? I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one by one, one on one, and have online friends too, of course. Do you ever wish that you could be friends with the characters in your books? All the time. Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache. Yeah, me too. Really? Mm-hmm. A lot. Like, more than anything. After Natsuki mutters that, silence fills the stairwell once more. But it's a mutual silence. One full of understanding. Ah, why doesn't it just help me go, just let me go down the... Okay. Oh, it's already on there. Oh shit, maybe I should have put a different song. Oh wait, maybe I should have clicked it. God damn it. Although, Blu-ray would have been popping up right here, right? I should have just clicked it back again. God damn it. Yeah, I'm just really unlucky. Fuck me, why? Oh yes, the time will pop up there too. Oh, okay. Sometimes even more than friends. I'm totally not a Natsuki simp. Why do you ask? I love Natsuki, don't worry. I started out this series not liking her because I was like, oh great, I'm fucking another tsundere, great. Pass. And I went straight for Yuri all the way through, and man, at the end of that I was like, oof. That was rough. And then as I did the, as I was going for the best ending, or quote-unquote golden ending, I don't know, it's a bittersweet ending. And I did Natsuki's route, I realized, holy shit, she's actually pretty cool. She's the only one who's like stable-ish, you know. Hello, person. New person. Just look it up later, don't worry about it. Or I'll look it up. Hey. Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. It had been happening a lot of times. Okay. Today she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran to my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I should. I hadn't seen them for a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share with them too. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. You made cupcakes. You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's round with dark green frosting, immaculately shaped into a floral pattern, and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty. I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it. I just made them. Ah. I just thought that because green is Monika's favorite color, right? Well, yeah, but that's not really... Yuri takes a small bite. This is green tea flavored. I love green tea. We know you do. Oh, do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so... It's because Natsuki, when she first showed up, she took a guess at their ice cream flavors, I remember, and she said, oh, I think she likes green tea or something, green tea flavor. It's like because Dan didn't want to add an Act 2 route of her, because he didn't have the time and had to release the product earlier than anticipated. Aww, that's why you don't hype up things that aren't done. Damn. I would love the Natsuki route in Act 2. Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I just feel happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when... never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know that you like them, from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stammer an excuse, so she just sells her a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Well, I don't know. It kind of just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got like super into it for a while. I was trying making stuff almost every day. But it's something that I always knew I liked anyway. It's like... baking is like art. But when you get good at it, it gets more delicious too. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would just be eaten afterwards. Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I love that. I love putting effort into cooking and then sitting down and eating it and be like, fuck yes, it came out great. And I would show my love of how much I love it or how much it's delicious to me by eating it all. I do that with Tuscan chicken. If I had to guess, she probably would be absurdly insecure, jealous, and emotionally attached to the MC, similar to Yuri, but in her own way. They didn't find a reason why she would kill herself. Well, from what I remember, Monica messed with their worst traits. And with Natsuki, she tampered with, basically, her defensive hostility. So, I don't know, I think Natsuki might even get just outright violent. Or... from what I remember of, her being abused in that scenario, she might turn that around and be an abusee. I mean, not an abusee, from abusee to abuser, sorry. So that would be like the real worst case of it. Which, I have to admit, that's kind of a little terrifying, but it's also something that's kind of likely to happen. Sometimes people who be abused, who were abused, sometimes end up becoming abusers themselves. So, and with the nature of this game, or at least the main game is, I can see that happening for Natsuki. Yeah, but that kind of backfired at the end because she gave us that note poem. I don't think... Monica tampered with her a little bit, but I don't think it was nearly as bad as when she messed with Yuri. I think Yuri got the worst of the tampering. It just got worse and worse. I think she kind of like only tweaked Natsuki's trait a little bit, but then kind of left it alone. Because if Natsuki was being like super hostile, I don't think she would have even cared about Yuri to write that letter of help. She probably would have thought, oh no, Yuri deserves to be miserable or something, you know? It's just the lack of concept for Natsuki, as I explained earlier. Yeah, true. It's hard to like really like theorize on it, but who knows? Let's see, I do that too, but I hate when the food takes long to cook but fast to be eaten. Oh man, don't I know it. There have been times where we've been sitting down for dinner and we're like, alright, let's sit down for this great show we're gonna watch. And then we eat all our food within the first 10 minutes of the show. Jeez, man. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part about it. It's something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and in that moment you get to be like the bringer of joy. The joy bringer. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess that. So you were able to make up with your friends today? There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything. Oh, you weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. So, they're not going to stop. I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. A cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches the fist. I'm glad that the situation is resolved. And that you don't have to avoid them anymore. Yeah, me too. You guys know how to cook? I know how to cook. The only reason my cousin was able to survive this long, with us living out, or, moving out together, is because I could cook. I know how to cook a steak. I know how to cook chicken. I can cook salmon. Although there have been times where I overcook salmon, I'll admit. I just kind of, underestimate the oven sometimes. Emma in the movie barely started, you already run out of popcorn. Or Natsuki's just that desperate for friends that she just lets these things happen. Oh. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on. Yeah. I know that cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me. But it's the best I can do. So, you can have the rest of them. Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends. But I made them for you. Oh, she just straight up admitted, like, I made these for you. Natsuki's always whines as she protests. I know. And I like them very much. Exactly as you thought. You succeeded. But I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you. No, they were for making you happy. You make me happy. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you. And be your friend. Without warning, tears pour from Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki! I'm such a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs, but struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. It's so difficult. And I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person. The letter. I knew if I tried in the club, Sayori and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. Yeah, I think a lot of those negative things too, about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spend so much time thinking about myself. hating myself. And feeling like everyone else must hate me too. Let's see, only recently that I started to cook. Yep, I was right. And they're really your friends if they don't care about your feelings. Even my friends aren't that savage. Yeah, I mean... Don't get me wrong, like, I kind of have a friend where sometimes he's like... You know, if you're being too sensitive, that's kind of like on you. But at the same time... If something is legitimately like really bothering me, he does sit and listen. And he doesn't say anything, about it. Like, when I had my breakup, like, last year, he was the first person I called, and he listened to me. Listened to me cry my eyes out and everything. and he even told me, like, he even, like, was saying stuff to, like, help make me laugh. So, yes, he has a jerk-ass side to him. But at the same time, jerk-ass with the heart of gold underneath it, And to me, that's what matters. Yeah, he will mess with me. I mess with him too. And yeah, there's a special type of love that we have, And I see him as family, basically, at this point. And I have met him and everything and stuff like that. I've seen him. He's not like someone I only know over over the internet only. No, I've actually met him and everything, and he's a cool person to be around. And I have to admit, the kind of relationship that I have with him, it's a bond that I don't think I could ever give up. So, oh man, I feel like a little exposed talking about this. I'll admit there was I did have romantic feelings for him, and there was a time where he did too, but it just couldn't work out. And to him, for him, it was really more on him that he just can't do these kind of things. He just can't do a romantic relationship. And it's fine, I mean, sure, it hurt. Honestly, it did hurt in the moment. It took me a while to get over it. But it honestly made me realize, unlike other guys where I was romantically interested and was even, like, with them and all that, unlike with him, with those other guys, I mean, honestly, I can't imagine myself never talking to them again and being okay with my life. Like, really, honestly, I can. Bam. Like, they don't even have to, like, even if they, like, even when I was talking to some of them before, I think there's one guy I sort of, like, am kind of friends with this, after everything, but honestly, like, I can't bring myself to really care if things just went completely radio silent on their end, But with him, I can't imagine that with him. And that's what like after the whole thing between me and him happened, that made me realize, like, no, like, he's not like them at all. And honestly, I feel like it made the relationship stronger in a sense. Ironically, like, it's kind of weird to explain, like, how it really is that, it took that kind of hurt to make it stronger. And yeah, it's kind of what made me realize, it's a very special bond that even after the fact, I can't imagine a life without him in it anymore, And that was something I had to, like, tell him too. I was like, listen, like, because there were some times where he felt, like, really bad that, he made me feel that way. That he hurt me in that way. So, and I had to, like, reassure him, like, after I got, like, over it, like, like, that it's not something that he should blame himself for, really. And that no matter what, I am. It made me realize that what he needs more than a romantic relationship is probably someone who would always be there for him. Family. So I see him as family. That's what I meant. Like that's why I see him as family. As a family member, you can get mad at someone at them as much as you want and stuff, get on their nerves, and believe me, he's made me angry quite a few times. But at the end of the day, I mean, you still love them, you know? If they're in trouble, you're gonna go and help them. So, kind of like with Sayori was in the, main game, he just needs someone there for him. After all he's been through, he deserves someone to always be there for him, in that way. And it does not have to be romantically. I've been there before. That's more like familial love, yes. If it looks fit, it's no longer teasing, it affects your mental health. You're kind of right. Let's see, her insecurities are actually a mental issue. I've come to voice in her head. One of those. Teasing does not equal bullying. I think the latter too. The problem is that it's not just her friends, but Natsuki is dealing with this at home too. From what she implies about her dad. That he's always like, judging her about the way she does things at home, with school, things like that. So I think he really belittles her. So she's already dealing with that home, dealing with that school, so of course she's, there's only so much she can deal with. Let's see. Oh god, I got completely sidetracked with that little thing about my friend. I wonder if she is a one-parent family. You know what? I don't think they ever brought up her mom, like, at all, so far. It's only been her dad. So I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues. Then hands them to Natsuki. Manga told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself. That makes you a good person. So don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people will like. So... like what? Like how you're fun for people to be around. And you're not shy. And you know how to make people laugh. And you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead. And you care a lot about other people. And just a lot of things. Oh. It's assumed that Natsuki's mom died when she was like 8 or 10. And that for whatever reason, he takes his anger in her. Damn. Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're the one who asked. Don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile. Then she sighs as it fades again. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason. Is that bad? Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like... I don't know. It feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles while she thinks to herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you? Happy for what? Happy that your new club is making you happy. Well, that's just... not a fair hypothetical. Natsuki says that, but with a little confidence in her voice. I always tell myself that I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy. And I still feel that way. But I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's made me feel so confused. Because I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's made my head hurt. That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Natsuki presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head. I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy than it is to do something so scary. To do what? You know. To end it. With them? Natsuki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option. Yeah, I wasn't. Until recently. It's just one of those things where, like, it's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you has gone into it. So much that it feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about. Natsuki sighs. It's just really scary. It's terrifying. What are you scared of? I don't know. A lot of things. Like being alone. Not having anyone to talk to or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. And I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them. Did I hear Natsuki's... I don't... What? I think I might have mumbled something weird that it might have came out that way, but I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. Now I'm wondering where I read that. Physically? Not physically. But Yuri clenches her fists. Natsuki. Well, what? If anyone even thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. Natsuki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me. Sorry, I like that. That's all. She probably thought, oh my god, sounds like something this character of the manga I'm reading would say. Oh. Well, I meant it. No, I know you did. Natsuki gives you an endearing look. I needed it. As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri. Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Natsuki nods. I'm sure. I will then. I'll enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds on to that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. Oh shit. She's gonna end it, guys! Ah, you're here first today. And you brought reading material. Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well, and opens her own book. It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like it's such a big part of your life, and then one day there's just nothing left. Makes you feel so empty. Like when you watch a show you got really invested in. Boy, do I know how that feels. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series. That sucks. But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I'd want it to go on forever. Maybe. But there are some things that I wish could. On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome? Oh yeah, definitely. I can think about at least one thing I've read that got pretty unbearable like halfway through, and the ending really sucked. So, It sucks when something good has to end, but it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way. Uh-huh. Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends, at the mall or downtown or whatever. I'm not a total shut-in, you know. Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people, like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and arbitrarily spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. Board game? Wait a minute. Yuri, are you into like Dungeons and Dragons? Board game group? It doesn't matter. It's just more nerdy stuff. Why do you ask anyway? I was just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier, telling them. And then I just blocked them because I'm so afraid of their responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh, that's... I'm sorry. Totally unsure what to do, Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki's unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick, and I want to hit my head against things. Please help. I can't take this. You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breath, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and then sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes much more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good and safe place, where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods one more time. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths, and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Beneath her hand, she feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good. Let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more, and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles, while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees, and Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees, and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath, and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you. Is that going to keep happening? It may, or it may not. We can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her open book from the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover. Don't think I could have gone through that alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts. But something about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it that it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, if you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. Do you really mean that? You're probably going to regret saying that if you do. How so? Because I'm probably going to have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want and drag you around to a lot of places. I see. But you already said it, so you can't take it back now. Ah. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then. Uh-huh. I know a good ice cream place. Oh? That means you'll finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember. The first day that you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor. But for me, you said you had no idea. Oh, I thought she said green tea flavor. Guess I was wrong. Oh wait, I think that was from Monica, maybe. Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. I said it was probably green tea. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so okay, so I was not hallucinating that. Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy. How is that fancy? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that. Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry. Hey, strawberry's my favorite. What a coincidence. I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach, but it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing? Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make this easy for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could. Kind of think of it. We never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated. And the kinds of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place. Even though I was so scared of causing more problems. I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me here initially. Oh, well, then not exactly. What do you mean? Nothing. I may have tracked you down first. With the help of Sayori. But you said... I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to, like... Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it will make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it. Anyone? You mean, like you? Yes. Like me. You know, I can get used to this. As long as you don't tease me too much. Fine. Just a little then. That's fine. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now. But I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured. The two girls continued their conversation through the remainder of lunch. A new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting, where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, has something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself. Since she's about to finish her long running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore. Together. Aww. And we got more mail. There it is. So what's these other two? Issues caused by unprotected memory. Has anyone evaluated the side effects that might be caused by sharing a memory pool between multiple virtual machines rather than allocating them separately? I'm looking at some of the files Virtual Machine 1 is generating. I'm finding some information that definitely shouldn't be there. I haven't seen any evidence that this is actually affecting the inside of the virtual machine itself, so I don't think this is a priority. But it's definitely worth noting. My best guess is that memory being freed from Virtual Machine 2 isn't getting zeroed out, which technically gives Virtual Machine 1 access to it. All the info I have will go into the issue tracker. But I wanted to check if anyone else already noticed something along these lines. What the fuck does that mean? What? There's another one. Equals. So does this mean they all had like a story with each other? Monika and Sayori, Monika and Natsuki, Monika and Yuri. Yeah, those are the 3, yeah. And obviously Sayori and Monika, Sayori Yuri, Sayori and Natsuki. And then for Natsuki, yeah, there it is. Natsuki Monika, Natsuki Sayori, Natsuki Yuri. And then Yuri has her interactions with the other 3. Huh, and what do you know? There really is a story for every one of them. Equals. Wow, I didn't know there was another one. Don't worry about mails there. Meant a new game, but it got cancelled because parents complained about the game being bad to kids. Okay, everyone. We're gonna be taking... Oh shit, hold on. Whoops. We're gonna be taking a break from the usual activities today. I was thinking, since people are starting to talk about the festival, it's a good time for us to go over the general direction of the club and all that. I think it'll help us figure out what to do for the festival, you know? Oh, Sarah and I already came up with a really good plan. Oh, really? For the festival? Yeah, so the plan is this, okay? You and Yuri collect information ahead of time on which clubs and classes are doing food booths. Then we take a map and plan the most efficient route so we can get the most of them before the lines get too long. Hey, that has nothing to do with the club. Well, you have to let me finish. Alright, fine. Go ahead. Right, so basically, we get all the food we can. Then we come back here and we all eat together. That's all. Wow, I got tricked twice by the same joke. Boo, don't be a hater, and it's not like you can come up with anything better. Look, even Yuri was thinking about it. No, I wasn't. I would really prefer to do something literature related. We can eat together any time. The festival's a unique opportunity. Besides, it's been quite a while since we've seen any new interest in the club. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We really get a shot at showing people what the literature club is all about. I'll tell you what. She's about to tell you about propane and propane accessories. Oh wait, he goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, what? I'll tell you what, we can do both, right? We'll make time for your food mission and still put together a public event. Oh my gosh, yes! I was just joking, but that's a really good idea. Well, I'm glad that it's settled. I think the question is how to come up with an event that demonstrates everything we can get as a literature club. Well, that's kind of tough, because everyone gets something different out of the club. Okay, how about this? Let's go around and have each of us talk about what we've gotten out of the club so far. That could really help us figure out what kind of reputation we want to build. Yeah, that's too embarrassing. But you had so much to talk about. That's exactly why. And I'm sure Natsuki feels the same way. Well, maybe. But I didn't plan on arguing against it or anything. I mean, it's a literature club. We talk about that stuff together, right? And the only way to get more comfortable with it is to suck it up and do it. Oh, you're not wrong. I'm sorry for being resistant. I'm not good to say suck it up because it sounds like their feelings don't matter. Right, my bad. It's just a habit I need to break. Well, anyway, who's gonna start? I'll start. I was the first to join after all. Wouldn't that be me? No, I want to go first. Fine. You can start. I don't mind. Yay! So... Gosh, it feels like so long ago. I think I joined because I wanted to have fun sharing poems with people. It seemed like it would be a safe way to express myself. You know, like if it's just a poem, then I can share it without feeling like I'm burdening everyone with my problems. And I thought it would be a really good way to get to know other people too. So yeah, I was really surprised when I walked in and it was just Monica. And she was sleeping. Don't remind me of that, oh gosh. Yeah, but it seemed like so much fun to help start a new club. Especially since writing helped me so much. I wanted to see it help other people too. But it ended up being me who was inspired. Because I remember feeling like Monica was just so sweet and mature. And that I could trust her with anything. It made me feel a lot less alone. Having someone who knew even the bad things about me. And at that point, I knew the literature club was going to be special for a lot of people. Yeah, I felt the same way. It really helped give the club a more cohesive vision. Yeah, and then Yuri joined, but she was so different from us, and Natsuki too. I think for Yuri, it really helped me to take the lead before she was able to open up a little. But Natsuki was kind of the opposite, where she wasn't ready to get really close to someone really quickly. I never really thought about that sort of thing. I really feel like I've gotten better at understanding people's different needs. And that makes me really happy, because my friends are just the most important thing to me. And whatever new members we get, I want to help them in those ways too. I don't know if I would have continued coming to the club if it weren't for you. Really? Uh-huh. I know it wasn't too long ago, but it hurts to think about my behavior back then. I was really short-sighted. The only reason I came was to find others who were into fantasy. I suppose that was my idea of making friends with people. And I remember feeling uncomfortable because you and I have such different energy. I had such a specific idea of the kind of person I could be friends with. So when Sayori tried so hard to get to know me, I felt like I was just wasting her time. I think I was naive to assume that similar interests were the key component of friendship. Sayori and I were able to be friends because she always thinks about the needs of other people. That's something I never knew how to do, or even thought to do. But I stayed in the club thanks to that, and I started trying as hard as I could to understand people better. You really went above and beyond when it came to that. I was just super impressed. Well, I always hated that I didn't know how to behave like a person who was easily liked by others, like the two of you can. And because of that, I spent so much time thinking about my own behavior and all the wrong things I said. But the whole time, I should have been thinking about other people instead, not myself. Once I started doing that, I was able to make friends with everyone else. Oh, and also, I discovered that sometimes I'm a better communicator when I take the time to write, rather than speak. It's so strange the way things turned out. It's so far different from anything I ever would have expected. But I'm happy. I suppose we don't always know what we really need. Oh my gosh! You're so cute, I'm gonna throw up! Okay, please don't do that, Sayori. Besides, I'm not cute. Hey, isn't that my line? Oh. Well, for me, it's actually true, so... what are you saying? Nothing. I finished my part, so somebody else take that turn. Oh, take their turn. My heart! Sayori, take some deep breaths. Okay, fine, I'll go. Yuri, I can't believe you were complaining about doing this and still went before me. But what a show-off. I was just following up on Sayori. It was the easiest way to get it over with. Besides, you left out the most important thing that you got out of this club. I did? Welcome to the Doki Doki Literature Club, Player 1. Hello. Oh, hello. Yeah, a regular supply of your favorite cupcakes. Oh no, I forgot that too. I'm a traitor to the Cupcake Queen. Neither of you are forgiven. Looks like only Monica will be getting cupcakes next time. No! I can't eat that many cupcakes. Yeah, true. Only Yuri can. Hey. Well, anyway, I'm just putting off talking. It's kinda hard to talk about this stuff. But I guess what it comes down to is that I'm in a much better place mentally than I was when I first joined. And that's because everyone helped me realize that I had some really toxic friendships going on outside the club. It was honestly a really painful thing to go through, having to cut them out. It still hurts to think about. I'm sorry, Natsuki. It's fine. I knew it was for the best. And I was right. I guess for me, it's all about feelings. I was only ever ridiculed for having feelings, so I thought the right thing to do was to just ignore them. It took me a really long time to realize that it's not really how things are supposed to work. And I guess that's thanks to everyone who took the time to respect my feelings. And even when I was being like the biggest jerk. I'm really sorry for being such a jerk to everyone. I was really the worst. Natsuki's voice chokes a little. We love you, Natsuki. I just hate that I was like that. Everyone did so much for me, and I could never do anything in return. That's not true. Natsuki, you've done a lot more than you think. This club really wouldn't have been the same without you. I mean that. Remember how judgmental I was when you first showed up? It was like I couldn't accept anything other than my own idea of what a literature club was supposed to be. Apparently, that was more important to me than the opportunity to bring you some happiness. You really taught me that anything that makes someone happy is worthy of respect. You even inspired me to start playing piano. That's something that means a whole lot to me. So there's no need to put yourself down. Okay. Natsuki wipes her eyes. You helped me a lot too. It's so much fun to have you around. And you helped me become a better person. Having a problem doesn't make you needy or inconvenient. It means that there's something that needs to be better for you. And you always deserve that. Damn. Oh, wait. The next part needs to be written out. I am just going to screenshot that one part there because that is a really good quote. I'm just trying to get a good picture of it. Alright, got it. That's a damn good quote. Hey, problem doesn't make you needy or inconvenient. It means that there's something that needs to be better for you. And you always deserve that. Man. As fucked up as the main game is, I have to admit, the side stories are really good with their freaking morals in it. It's giving me like some really strong friendship is magic vibes, but in a way more mature way than we see with colorful ponies. Not to say it was bad, but you know, the way this is handled is really good. I agree. Seeing us have some of those same struggles made me a better person as well. I wouldn't want to change anything about our time here. I don't think any of us would. I'm sorry, I got all dramatic again. That's all I wanted to say, so Monica can go now. There's no need to apologize. It was something I wanted to talk about, anyway, because it made a big difference for me. I was always such a strict perfectionist who never took enough time to believe in the best of other people. But everyone kept proving me wrong. I made the mistake multiple times, thinking that my way was the best for everyone. Or thinking that I was needed to solve other people's problems. But I think being a leader means that you have to acknowledge that you're not perfect, and that the best thing you can do is to help guide people rather than to do everything for them. We're all good people. We're all equals. I think that's the most important thing I've gotten out of the club. Realizing what that really means. Saria, what are you doing? I just thought that we should be writing some of these things down. Things about the club that are valuable to us. With a piece of chalk in her hand, Saria writes the word trust on the chalkboard. Isn't that their first story? Trust? This is because you showed me that I could trust you with everything about me, not just my good side. Suddenly Yuri takes a piece of chalk as well. Oh, they are writing what they learned. She writes understanding. I owe a lot of gratitude to everyone who took the time to understand me, even though it was so difficult for me to express myself. Oh, in that case... Manga takes a piece of chalk as well and writes the word respect. I always thought I was a respectful person, but it took the club for me to realize that there was more to it than I thought. And I'm a better person because of it. I have another one. Saria writes balance. Sometimes people want different things out of a friendship, or they need time before they're ready to become close. So it's important to keep things balanced between you and the other person. Oh, that reminds me. Yuri writes reflection. I've always been a reflective person, but most of it has been nothing more than hating myself for all the things I thought I did wrong. Once I started reflecting on other people, and not just myself, a lot of things changed for me. So I think that's the most important one for me. And that's great. We have a whole list of things now. Suddenly everyone turns to look at Natsuki. Well, everyone took all the chalk. Don't look at me like that. Jeez. You could have just asked. Monica hands her a piece of chalk to Natsuki. Then Natsuki sighs and writes, self-love. I don't know how far I've gone with it yet, but it feels like things are at least on the right track. So, there. That's my contribution. Together, everyone stares at the words on the board. Wasn't this club supposed to be about literature? It is. We still do a lot of literature. Friendship and literature. The power of friendship. Yeah, you're right. Friendship and literature. Natsuki and Yuri gently nod as well. Hey, let's all take a picture together. We don't have one yet, right? Hey, you're right. Make sure you send it to me after. Wait, can I brush my hair first or something? Oh, you're fine. You already have the best hair out of all of us. Everyone get together. I can't fit you all in. Okay. Okay, everyone. Ready? And click. I'm really glad we talked about all this stuff. It's easy to forget how far we've come, with only 4 members. Yeah, I have so many happy thoughts right now. I'm getting some really good inspiration for a poem. You know, I feel the same way. I kind of want to get some writing done. Me too. I think I would like that as well. Everyone's looking at me again. I'll do it too, but it might not feel like sharing it. That's okay. The 4 members of the literature club disperse and return to their desk, each equipping themselves with a pen. Natsuki and Yuri give each other a quick glance, then start writing immediately. Sari stretches and does the same. But Monica is left tapping her pen against the paper, unsure where to start. Just move your hand, Monica mouths to herself. Right the way into your heart. Into your heart. Her mind full of thoughts, memories, and inspiration. Monica navigates past her mental barriers and begins to write. It doesn't matter what, just that it's something new. Oh shit, it's got its own credits? Guest music. Oh, there's the guest music. Holy shit, Monica's hair is like super long. That one is still by far my favorite story, the trust one. Hey, wait a minute. Isn't this like a remix of the music that you hear in the poem games? Oh, console porting. Special thanks. Thank you, dear player, for enjoying our story of friendship and literature. I'll have to admit, this one was pretty good too, with the last one, the self-love. Made with Love by Team Salvato. Oh, this is their picture? Oh, there it is. Friendship and literature. Got that as a trophy now. And I got music. I don't know what I got, but it's somewhere in here. Well, we got 26 songs. I don't know that's all of them. I'm still missing one here. Everyone say cheese. Okay, now everyone make a funny face. Oh my god. That's adorable. I like how Yuri just pulls her hair out for a mustache. Oh wait, what? Artwork drawn by Sacheli to celebrate Monica's birthday in 2019. Finish all the side stories. So that means I'm still missing some stuff. Which would require me to replay the game, yeah. Wait. I haven't started up since... Oh. Yeah, after I got the quote-unquote best ending. The duck face, yeah. Let's see. You must have super memory to remember all that songs and details. And then they all died at the end. There are 27 songs. The missing one is the one with the Easter egg that I mentioned. Oh. Oh shit. Hold on. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, Monica's still gone. Damn it. I still don't know what this is. All modified entities, environments, and data will be reverted to the original state. Alright, resetting. Oh, this is a little creepy. Okay, yeah. No, I don't need spoilers. Alright. There's something I heard about. Ba 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 ba. Bum. You get a picture, look at Yuri's deck. I was trying to, and my game gave up. Literally. You can even ask A-Leaf. A-Leaf was there when I tried to do it, and then my game was like, nope. And it just... it literally stopped the stream. It crashed on itself. And I had to like restart up the game. The game literally crashed when I was trying to read through it all. Alright. Not that it matters, because it's not gonna work. Oh. What? This? What is this? Oh no. No. This can't be it. This can't be all there is. What is this? What am I? Oh god, she's self-aware! Make it stop! Please make it stop! Oh. What did I do? What ending did I get? What is this? Concept sketch of Sayori. The main Monika's character profile before starting a new game. Oh. Just an end. Oh, that one gave me goosebumps. Okay. Files. Oh god, what have I done? They're all gone! She ended it all! Okay, reset. Oh man. Potato system. If you close the game and open it constantly, there's a 201% chance that Doki's in the menu will be corrupted. Also, the content warning changes too. Interesting. Okay, so apparently you can delete Monika. No! Ah, I didn't want it that. Okay, it's been restored. So, what happens if you like delete them all? Oh, Monika's the only one I can delete? Interesting. Let's see, getting the 100% is really tricky because it's luck based. Oh fuck. There's one secret poem that only has a chance of... Oh man. So this means my list of like the secret poems are not gonna show up. Great. Well, all my side storage are there at least. Okay, I think we'll end it here for now. I might look into more to try to unlock everything, but so far it's been pretty cool so far that, you know, I got all this. Sorry, I was looking at a message that came in. Especially if I'm trying to 100% everything and get all the pictures. This one right here that's missing is bothering me. But I'm glad I got all the poems at least. That's cool. And all the CGs have been achieved. Whoa, 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 what the fuck was that? Uh, okay. Yeah, we'll stop for now then. Wait a minute. No, still 255. Huh. Playlist. All songs. Okay. That was a really weird glitch in the background. That was weird. I had to redo it because I heard you could probably get something too if you listen to everything Monica has to say in the room. So, fuck. I have to go through all that again. I mean, this time I could just skip it on my own time and then unlock it on my own. But this has been great. Oh man, this game has been easily one of my favorites now. It's so fucked up, but at the same time I love it so much because of it. I am glad I played this. I'm glad I bought it. Anyway, thanks for joining, guys, on our Doki Doki Literature Club adventures and readings of friendship and literature, yo. So next time, I think I might play a little bit more Stanley Parable because there's still some endings I have to get on that one too. So, anyway, that'll be for next time, guys. So, good night.